once I saw on Banggood the other day that the generic Pico BLX was it was only $10. So I was like, shit, I'm gonna go back to that, because it was 24. Like a couple months ago I was paying 24 for it, and it was well worth it, because the real Pico BLX was like $40. And I have had the real one just burn out on me before, but the generic one, I've never once had any type of problem with it. It just always worked. It runs 8K 8K, and it just always works. Never had a problem. So going back to this, because now that we have these cameras with the built-in OSD, which has the information, the only information that I care about, battery voltage and a timer, and even now the version 2 of these gives you warnings as well, so that's pretty cool. So but they sent me one old one and one newer one, so they have newer ones now that are way thicker, which is awesome, because you know, the thicker the board, the better it's gonna do with heat especially. So I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but the old one is on the right and the new one's on the left, and it's way thicker, the newer one. But I never had a problem with the thinner one. It's just nicer to have a thicker one. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video is about 2.5-inch frames. So a while back, I think when I did my first video of the Eclair, the Airblade Eclair, I was saying how I couldn't find any 2.5-inch frames. I completely forgot about Air Arsenal. Kenny over there has 2 or 3 different 2.5-inch frames. 2 that I know of for sure, the Marvin, and this is the Titan right here. He has a 3-inch version of this as well. I don't know if there's a 2-inch, but he does have other 2-inch frames. But this is a 2.5-inch. It's called the Titan from Air Arsenal, and it's pretty cool. I like it. It's more designed for using single ESCs, I guess, since the arms are a little bit wider than other frames. The arms are 10.5 millimeters wide, or let's say 10.3. So you can definitely fit a wide variety of single ESCs, but I'm not really a big fan of single ESCs, except for on big quads these days. I love the 4-in-1s. I remember before I ever even used a 4-in-1, I was like, I don't want to use a 4-in-1. But then once I did, I'm just hooked on them now. It's just so much easier to use them. So because these arms are wider, the frame is a little bit thinner. So this is a 2 millimeter thick frame. It's 130 millimeters motor to motor. And the special thing about this frame is it can fit 2.8-inch props. So you're going to get a shitload more power going from 2.5 to 2.8. It doesn't seem like you would, but you will. And I'll show you what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be taking these DYS 3045 props and cutting them down to 2.8. So I'm just going to be cutting off 2 millimeters off the end of each blade here. I mean, look how close that is to fitting. I can push it through. The front, not so much. The front just straight hits those side plates. But just barely. I mean, I can still push it through. So it's just so close to being a 3-inch frame. But 2.8 is almost just as good. I mean, 2 millimeters isn't much when you're going from 2.8 to 3. But 2.5 to 2.8 is a significant difference. So I really can't wait to try this out. It's going to be pretty awesome. As you can see, it fits the micro CCDs. And it just it just screws in on the sides of the plate, so you don't need any kind of special mount or anything like that. Pretty awesome. It's real solid on these top plates, these side plates, whatever. I'm missing a standoff here. I took it off, but with that one in there, the entire thing is just completely solid. I am a little bit worried about the 2mm thick arms, but they are wider than other frames, so it should be good. It should be pretty solid. I'll definitely have some line of sight punch outs and DVR of this. I am using the 1106 6000 kVs with the Pico BLX and 12 amp 4-in-1 VTX 03. So yeah, pretty nice. Oh, the other thing too is this carbon is really nice looking. It looks just excellent. It looks exactly the same as the Tomo Quads frames. You can see here they look almost identical, besides the fact that Tomo's is cut at a 45 degrees. So, but other than that, the quality looks identical. So yeah, pretty awesome. Check them out. And this is the Tomo Quad Sonic 2.5. It looks like it's a Perfect X. I don't know. Yeah, it is. It is also, I believe, 130 motor to motor. Yeah, it's exact same size. The arms are only a tiny bit narrower than the Titan. They kind of widen as they go up, so the ends of the arms look identical though. They're both round. They're almost identical. I mean, not identical, but I mean, it's the same exact design, you know. It's a X frame with vertical side plates. Look pretty similar. This one actually is 2.5mm thick though. And you can still use single ESCs on this one as well. Let me see. So it goes from 9.5 up here, well 10mm up here, and then it goes down. The middle is 8, then the end is 7.5. So yeah, it just goes from 7.5 to 10. I do know of a few different ESCs, single ESCs, that would fit right here and not go over on the sides. So definitely could use single ESCs if you wanted to. This one comes with a few 3D printed parts. It has this one up here. I'm guessing it's supposed to protect the camera from the bottom crash. I don't know. This one also directly just screws into the side plates. It has a piece back here that kind of holds these two pieces down to the frame. If you don't use a TPU one, what happened to me was I put in the other one that's the same as this type of material, and as soon as I put the screw in, it split open. So, but this is a TPU one and it's not splitting, and it holds in there real nice. It also came with this little shit, where did it go? There was this little red piece that kind of like a spoiler right here that went right here, but I took it out and just used regular standoffs. These are 20mm standoffs. Not sure how I feel about this frame yet. I kind of like it. I have to wait until I build it up and fly it, really. So pretty similar. This one I'm going to be using some DYS 1104 6500 kV with all the same stuff as the Titan, the Pico and 12 amp 4-in-1. So we'll see how that goes. Should be pretty awesome. But this doesn't do 2.8. This is just 2.5. So that's kind of weird because they're the same size frame. But this one will do 2.8 and this one does 2.5. Let me see a prop actually. Now I'm curious. Well, here's a 2.4 inch. Yeah, there's no way a 2.8 would fit. That's 2.4 and it's pretty close. So I don't know. And then of course there's the Eclair. So we got 3 frames here, all look kind of similar with the vertical side plates on all 3. This one, I think this one's 130 as well. Yeah, it's 130 plus. This kind of sticks out more, so it makes it look a little bit bigger, but it's 130 as well, so they all look pretty similar to me. This one has wide arms too. I don't know how wide, but 8 millimeters. So this one's 10 millimeters, 7 at the end, 10 towards the middle, and 8 millimeters. They all look pretty similar, but you can tell this one has wider arms. This one has angle cut carbon. This one looks like it's angle cut too. Wait, let me see. No, it's not. This one is also 2.5 millimeters thick. So both these are 2.5 millimeters thick. That's 2 millimeters thick. All of them are 130 millimeter. These two do 2.5 inch props, and that does 2.8 inch props. They all fit the CCD micros. They all fit 20 by 20 millimeter stacks. This one looks like it has a shitload of room for your stack. This one, not as much. But like I said, it's made for a single ESC, so it's not meant to have a 4-in-1 in the stack. So, but it does look like there's plenty of room for a 4-in-1 in there, so. Because like I said before, my stacks with the 4-in-1 and the FC are usually like around 13 millimeters. So for this one, if I go right in the middle of the holes, you got 15.5 millimeters of space. So plenty of room for a 4-in-1 and a FC. Go right in the middle of the holes. This one has 22. Get that in the middle. 23 millimeters, 22.89. So tons and tons of room for this. You can obviously fit your FC, ESC, and your VTX, probably receiver too, but I bet you could fit your receiver up under the camera in front here too. But plenty of room for all of your stack right there. This one, since the vertical plates have all that space right here, your VTX will fit nicely. It would work out perfectly to where you got your 4-in-1, then your FC that goes up to here, and then your VTX will fit right inside in between these plates, so it'll be real well protected. So that's nice. This one has almost 30 millimeters of space. 28. But if you use the backpack, then it drops it down quite a bit. But as you can see, there's tons of room for your 4-in-1, your FC, and then my receiver is even up there too, and the VTX 03. So I got all 4 of them right there. So yeah, I gotta build these 2 up. I haven't shown this yet. This is the 2-inch version of the Eclair. The backpack will fit in this as well. This has the exact same plates as the 2.5-inch. They're exactly the same, so the backpack will fit on here too. It's just the bottom plate that's smaller. This thing is a monster. I flew it on 3S and it was just so awesome. I was flying it with that 3S 450 Tattoo. These are 10,000 kV 1104s with the Gym Fan 2035s on 3S. It was just a rocket, a crazy rocket, but I was shocked that the motors didn't get hot at all. They were warm, but they did not get hot, and I was like, what the hell, that's crazy. So you can definitely fly 10,000 kV on 3S, but you do have to lower your P gain down quite a bit. I have mine on like 19 right now, but it flies smooth and just so much power. So there we go. There's 3 different 2.5-inch. Oh shit, I almost forgot. I have another one. This is also an Air Arsenal frame, and it's called the Marvin, and it's 113 millimeters motor, and it does 2.5-inch props. So you can see that it's quite a bit smaller than the 130 size. I really like this frame. I had one of these before a while back, months back, and I just loved it. I loved it so much. It flew so perfect. It was awesome. This is also 2 millimeters thick, but it has real wide arms. These might even be wider than the Titan arms. Yeah, almost 13 millimeters. 12.7. So real wide arms, perfect for single ESCs. Tons of room. But this has the XJB V2 or the HGLRC stack, the F325. Plenty of room for that stack with your 4-in-1, your flight controller, and VTX 03 on top. You got room back here. It does have a big hole, but you could put something over that, or you know, just zip tie stuff down back here. But this is where the receiver will be going, back here. And then as you can see, the Marvin never used to run a CCD camera, but it now does. It comes with, I don't know if you have to ask for it or you can choose it when you order, but these little 3D printed TPU pieces, and they just act as front standoffs, and the camera just screws in on each side, as you can see there. So pretty sweet. I really love this frame. This frame flew so good for me. These are also Air Arsenal motors. If you want to check them out, they're 1107 6500 kV, and when I turn them, it shakes my whole arm. it vibrates from the magnets. They're so strong, it's crazy. So yeah, pretty awesome. Always been a big fan of the Marvin. It's a sweet frame. The one that I had a while back though, it was 2.5 millimeters thick. So I don't know if you can get custom frames, if you can ask Kenny about getting some custom stuff done, but I know that he had a 2.5 millimeter thick Marvin made for me. So I don't know, you just have to message him and ask him. So there's 4 different 2.5-inch frames to choose from. I can't say which one I like best. I know some of you are gonna ask which one would you choose. I really don't know. I haven't ever flown the Sonic. I've flown the Eclair plenty, and I freaking love this thing. It's awesome. Like I said before, the Marvin, a few months back when I had one, it was just my favorite frame. It was my favorite quad. And the Titan, it looks pretty sweet, and I can't wait to fly it, but I can't say right now how I feel about it. It looks awesome. The design's awesome. I just can't say anything until I fly it. So there you go. There's 4 nice frames to choose from for 2.5-inch props. And don't forget, the Titan will actually do 2.8-inch props. So and it wouldn't be hard for you to cut down your props. If you buy those DYS 3045s, I mean, you could just take a pair of scissors and just snip off, you know, 2 millimeters. You can eyeball 2 millimeters, no problem. So, and then there's also there's already a 2.8-inch prop that you can buy from Banggood. I know it's on Banggood. I don't know if it's anywhere else, but anyway, there you go.